but also they're trying to find new places to house illegal migrants in. And one of them, places that's been identified, is a former disused sort of army prison, which was used as an old UAE military training camp as well, at Northeye, very close to a place called Bexhill in Sussex. So let's find out from Nigel what the No to Northeye campaign is doing. Basically, they're trying to stop it from happening. Nigel, very good morning to you.
Hi, thank you for having me on, and thank you for allowing the truth to be told about something that matters to quite a lot of people.
Well, absolutely right. We're seeing this up and down the country, Nigel. I mean, it happens to be of interest to me in Bexhill because I've got family living not far from there, and I actually went and had a look at the place where they want to put all these migrants, mostly young men, I think about 500 of them, and it's at the end of a very nice residential street, which appears to be full of families. There's sort of things like trampolines in the front gardens and that kind of thing. Tell us about your campaign, how it started and how it's going.
So we heard at the end of March that the Home Office proposed putting 1,200 men in what was the UAE military camp. So there was a peaceful gathering on April the 1st. And since then, we've been campaigning to stop it. We've got our 9th protest tomorrow, Saturday, Bexhill Town Square at 12:30. The local opposition to the camp, is very strong. Right. And also people don't want them, the actual migrants who are coming here illegally.
Right. Because, I mean, it's a very residential part of Sussex, isn't it? There's not an awful lot to do there either. So when I had a look at the place, it's behind a fence, but they won't be locked in. The buildings appear to be pretty dilapidated, so they'd have to presumably spend quite a lot of money rejuvenating them and making them fit for purpose. But if they did move all these men in there, presumably they'd be free to come and go as they wanted.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So a lot of people live here because it's a sort of peaceful, quiet community. Yeah. Like you say, there are a lot of families there are 50 houses immediately next to the camp. A lot of those people moved there so that they could bring their kids up and the kids could go out on their bikes, you know. Yeah. It's a sort of peaceful and quiet area.
Yeah, well, it's effectively a sort of cul-de-sac, isn't it? I mean, there's no through traffic, so it is quiet. It is like a place where you could put your kids out and just not worry about where they're going to go.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about the cul-de-sac aspect, so we did see the MP and told him how easy it would be to block access to the site, and he clearly recognised that. And I think that may be one of the reasons why a decision hasn't been taken yet, because there will be, let's call it, logistical problems.
Yes, because I think there has to be a sale or something of the actual land, doesn't there? There has to be some kind of transaction going on.
Correct, yeah. So the land, there was a rumour just over a year ago, a Moroccan employee of the UAE told one of the residents that it had been sold to house 1,200 migrant males. Right. The councillor said that was misinformation. In August, a special purpose entity called Brockhurst Bexhill LLP bought the site for $6 million. Right. And they've been holding it. We think that the Home Office, in theory, has bought it, but it's subject to toxicology tests. It should have gone through by now, but it hasn't. Right. So either there's a problem or they realise that we don't want it.
Right. Well, we saw what happened down in Wales in Llanelli, where the people there decided to demonstrate against the occupation of a hotel, and it appears that they won the day, because I guess with some of these organisations, if they have too much opposition, they just give up.
Yeah, and there are other little things. They could build a different entrance, but that will be closer to the Pevensey levels, and that, I think, takes them within 500 metres, which means that because it's a protected site, you know, that they can't do it. Right. The local people, 99% don't want it. Right. It's pretty clear. But also from a local council point of view, this isn't an emergency. It's just the Home Office failing to do their job.
Exactly.
And if they can make up new emergencies, as a result of which they can ride roughshod over, you know, like the development plan, it's just wrong. And this could be happening. This could happen in 20, 30 more places.
Yes, and also there's no kind of end to the timescale of it, is it? They don't say we will use this site for a period of 6 months or a year. They just assume that if they put people in there, it could be there forever.
Yeah, and if you look at the Home Office business plan, they're assuming that the price of hotels goes up. Whereas if they did their work, they could find lower cost hotels, because last year 45,000 hotel rooms were taken out of service.
Right.
They could have used those and got cheaper prices.
Yeah, of course. Or they could just build, you know, holding centres for people coming until they're processed and denied entry. You know, but they don't do that either. So, well, I wish you luck. So the meeting tomorrow is where, if anybody wants to join it, where can they get information on that, Nigel?
So we've got a Facebook group, No to Northeye. It's 12:30 outside Bexhill Town Hall, and then we'll walk through the town and do a petition.
Okay, brilliant. Well, I should wish you luck. If I'm in the neighbourhood, I'll pop down and say hello. But thank you very much indeed. Nigel Jacklin there from No to Northeye, the campaign